Hi, I'm Jenni Tooley, and I am on a mission to uncover how artists like myself make their lives work. I have stayed in the shadows. Today I'm talking with Dallas native Tasha Munoz. Tasha is an actor, arts educator, and the founder and artistic director of Arts Mission Oak Cliff. Today we're meeting at Arts Mission Oak Cliff, which is located in a recently renovated church nestled in Dallas's Oak Cliff neighborhood. Arts Mission is an artist co-working and education center that encourages vibrant community through creativity.
Call it.
Smart Cookies, take one.
Thank you so much for coming to talk with me today. Or actually, I've come here to talk with you at Art Mission Oak Cliff. And I'm really excited. Now, is it Art Mission or Arts Mission?
Arts Mission.
Arts Mission, because it's more than one art.
Right, and in a double entendre world, it's like Arts Mission.
Okay,
Yeah.
Gotcha. Awesome. It's a gorgeous space, and I'm really interested in how you've set it up.
This is originally the Winnetka Congregational Church, and then the Winnetka Bible Church, and then El Buen San Martino, I believe. So it's been a church 3 times over. It was built in 1929, and it ceased being a church about 15 years ago. Had 2 residential owners who tried to make some adjustments to it, tried to do some renovation, but it was just a massive, massive project. And so I'm giving you the full rundown. You want all
yeah,
this?
just run it down.
Okay.
Let's talk about it.
The whole thing.
I mean, it's your life right now,
it
right?
is,
I
yeah.
mean, you just got married, which is amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And this is your life right now, too.
This is my life right now. Yeah, I live here and run it and do the whole thing. So, yeah, I had this idea a while back of we need space in Dallas as artists to create, to educate, whether it is to like take master classes, to continue learning, or to have a place where we can make money teaching others through private lessons or whatnot. And I had my sights set on a building in Deep Ellum. And that was not to be. I was dating a guy at the time who came across this building, and he said, I think this is perfect for your dream. And I thought, a church? No, I don't want a church. I like really want studios and office space, and I wanted a rehearsal space, but not necessarily a performance space. And he's like, okay, well, I'm gonna go check it out anyway. And he came here, and it needed a lot of work, but the underground has studios and office space, and so it was already built out. We weren't gonna have to do that. Now, it needed a lot of love and restoration, and we didn't know the first thing about that, but he was like, let's jump on this. And he mentioned it to his boss, Lola Lott, who runs Charlie Uniform Tango, and she mentioned it to her husband, and the next day they called up and said, we love this building, we love this idea, do you want investors? And so me, as a goal setter, had dreamed that like opening my own space and having a place for artists, like I wanted that within 5 years. The moment that I truly wrote that down and claimed it for myself, I got it in 5 months. And
wow.
When you set goals for yourself, one of the questions you're supposed to ask is like, what would you do if you had $1 million and you had to spend it on yourself and you had to like do it? Well, obviously it was this project for me. And then all of a sudden, there was basically $1 million that I didn't know I was gonna have, but I'm a poor artist, and you know, here are these angel investors who believe in this idea. There's no proof of concept, there's no proof of product, this doesn't exist anywhere. So we got the building, it happened in 5 days. We got the building, and it was zoned for residential and not for commercial use. And the neighborhood was a little concerned what changing the zoning would do. So we spent a year trying to get the zoning, and we ended up with an SUP, a 5-year SUP for a instructional arts space and a theater. And we told them, we were like, we promise that this is what we're going to do with this space, and it's going to be great for your neighborhood, and it's going to be wonderful for our community and the artists in Dallas on the whole. And we were like, just trust us. And I don't blame them for being like, yeah, okay, yeah, I'll believe it when I see it.
A bunch of crazy artists are going to come into our, yeah.
Exactly, exactly.
What are they going to bring with them?
Exactly, yeah. Exactly. Who believes in this? But we've been open a year now, and we've made good on that promise. So what we do is offer a space for artists to come in, exactly what I said. But what's been really cool is I built this thinking, I'm a theater artist. I know lots of theater artists who've been complaining like, we don't have a space to rehearse or perform or blah, blah, blah. So I thought, great, they're gonna come right away. I'll give them exactly what they want. And then as an educator, I thought, well, there's not a lot of performance education in Oak Cliff. They're hungry for it, they're gonna love it, they're gonna wanna give me all the money to do it. Got it. Those two things did not happen right away.
Always the way.
Yeah. But what ended up happening is people who found out about us came crawling out of the woodwork because this was obviously something that people really needed.
I love that I am sitting in an art space right now and I can hear children outside. And like there's a whole community neighborhood happening around it. Like people don't have to go somewhere. They don't have to have a destination to get to this space. It's in the middle of their neighborhood too.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and this is Griner, which is DISD's Arts Magnet Middle School.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Wow. So you are an actress, dancer, / and an arts administrator.
Yes.
Which I love because that's kind of who I am. I'm finding out who I am. It's taken a long time for me to figure out because I kind of embraced that idea that I couldn't do business because I was an artist and I was blonde, you know. There's that problem. And that all these organizational tools and things that I could do didn't apply. Even though I was already running, like being an actress, you have to have a certain amount of business savvy in order to have your career unless somebody's running it for you. So how did you always know that these things were going to combine for you, or did it just shift and change?
Yeah, it shifted and changed. I ran a theater company for a micro minute, and I was very unhappy doing that because I was really committing myself to the arts administration aspect and didn't feel any sort of creative reward from that. When I stepped into this role and like the dream was coming true and it was happening so fast, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love business now. I love studying this. I love making it all happen and crunching the numbers and like doing projections and things I've never studied or even tried before. But I feel like as an actor, and tell me if you feel this way too, but as an actor, if someone asks you if you can do something, you say yes and you figure it out. So like if they're like, can you ride a horse backwards? You're like, yeah, and then you YouTube it and then you do it.
Right. Of course I can do that.
Of course I can.
When I get there.
Yeah. Well, by the time I am on set, I will be able to do that. So I felt that way about this and continue to feel that way. I really enjoy challenging the business model and learning more about it. And I feel like because I have a Zen mind, beginner's mind about it, I probably take more foolish leaps that I think pay off in the long run. Because if someone had studied business, they'd be like, oh, obviously don't do that, that's wrong. But I'm like, let's see. Let's see if it works or not.
Well, you asked me to make Ranger cookies or cowboy cookies. I also saw the words coconut and nuts were key.
Yes.
So I created a cookie for you.
I love that.
It's a variation of a Ranger cookie. It's got oatmeal and coconut and pecans, and I threw in some little cranberries for a little tart tangy thing.
I'm excited.
How have you been able to like support your art, or has your art supported you?
I never had a real job. So I've always supplemented my work through contract jobs, teaching mostly, which has been incredibly rewarding in that I learned so much more about my art by teaching it. And then voice acting has been the nice like bread and butter for the past 10 years. I've been working at Funimation, so it's been nice to like jump in the studio, make some cartoon voices and noises, and that has helped sustain me.
Now, did you go and get an agent for that, or are you just where you're just going straight into the studio? That's awesome. And so you aren't concerned about becoming a voice actor and making your income doing that?
No.
Okay.
No. I probably should focus a little bit more, but I love my variety plate.
Yeah. Do you feel like that gives you freedom?
Yeah, I do. And I've never really been able, I think that's probably why I never did have a real job, because the idea of like sitting someplace all day is like kind of frightening.
I right now definitely never know where my next paycheck is coming from, and I literally have to have faith that it's just going to arrive.
Well, and that is truly what it is for me. I have an extreme amount of faith when it comes to finances, and I feel like, to pull from a biblical reference, I feel like my bank account is the loaves and the fishes. Like, I don't ever have to, I mean, I don't live an extravagant lifestyle, but I never want for anything. And I don't think about, I do what I love, and so when a paycheck comes in from that, I'm like, oh, right, I get money for that. That's so cool. And if I lose money, if I lose an extreme amount of money, which actually happened this past year, I got scammed by an IRS scam and felt like a real idiot and lost a lot of my savings doing that. And I was like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I put so much faith in the fact that like, I don't have to worry about finances. Why would you take half of my money away? And then I got double that in the next month. Like, it was crazy. I do live on faith when it comes to that, and know that if I am doing what I'm supposed to do, that I won't have to worry about it.
You had mentioned that you had joined AEA, the Actors Equity Union, and before I left Dallas many years ago, I'd also, what had I joined? I joined SAG first, and then AFTRA. They were separate at the time. And then when I got up to New York, I ended up joining Actors Equity. And then I came back to Texas, and that changed my career path quite significantly here in Dallas. And I think it's something that is a difficult decision to make for people who are living in non-union towns.
Yes, absolutely. I agree. I always told, because as an educator, and I love to dole out advice to everyone, I would tell young people, and you know, even people in their 30s, don't go equity. Don't, in Dallas. If you want to keep working, like, don't do that, because the work is slim. And I made the decision myself because I was ready to take on my empire. And I didn't know what that was yet at the time, but I was like, I don't need to be, okay, I was turning 30, and I actually went to New York. So this like series of events that I posed to the universe. I was like, okay, if I get this show, I'll go equity. If I don't, I won't. I got the show, I went equity. I was like, if I go equity, I'm gonna go to New York. I'm gonna leave Dallas. And so I did that, and then I kept posing things to the universe and following my path from there. Knowing full well that, yeah, it was going to change what my career path was gonna look like, and that I might not work anymore. And that I was okay with that if it meant one show a year, maybe, that I was gonna get some good money for, and I could spend the rest of my time. I thought I might pursue directing, I might pursue producing, and I had this little idea in the back of my mind about this place. And I didn't know how it would manifest, and I didn't even fully claim it, because I was like, I need $1 million for that.
Right.
And I can't get someone to donate $100 to my theater company, or,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
So why should I even dare to dream that? But look what happened.
Here we are.
Here we are.
Right.
Here we are. And I knew that, and I hate to say this because I don't feel like it's true for everyone, but as I was hitting my 30s, I thought, I do want to lay this foundation of empire. Sounds very like haughty, but something that I can work towards and be proud of as a legacy for my children, for my family. I want a family. I want my life to take a different course. And in my 20s, acting all the time and pursuing that life was really fun. And and perfect for that decade of my life. But now, being in the union and all of that, I thought, okay, that's all right. I'll do a few quality projects a year and get some great insurance.
So why, and great insurance when I work enough.
Right.
How did you decide, I think it is a decision on your part, that Dallas is going to be your artistic home and your physical home. Is that correct?
Yes, yeah. When or how did I decide that?
How? What made you decide that?
Okay.
Why are you here in Dallas?
I love Dallas in that we have exactly what I wanted to build here, the opportunity to self-produce. It doesn't take much for us to like make our own thing.
Well, actually, so we've been talking about the universe and positing things to it, and our light went out. So I think the universe is telling us it's time to end our talk, which makes me very sad. But I'm so grateful that you came to talk, or I came here to this beautiful space to talk to you today. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.